Alright, so it's the third Wednesday of the month, so you know what that means. It's story time! So I might lose a friend over this story, but I don't really care because I'm not sure if he was actually a friend in the first place, so let's get to it. Alright, so there's this guy that I knew from church, and I thought he was like super chill, really cool, and an all-around good person. And he ended up moving out of his house because he got into an argument with his parents. And he and his girlfriend were living together, and it turned out that he needed help paying rent. So I was like, yeah man, I can help you out a little bit. Just let me know what you need. And I gave him what he needed, and he said he would pay me back when he got the chance. That chance never came. And then, they didn't have a car, so they needed rides everywhere. So I was like, yeah, I have nothing better to do, so I'll just give you rides wherever you need to go. Never once did they offer to give me gas money, and it's not that big of a deal, but if I'm driving you around everywhere like a little chauffeur, maybe you should chip in a little gas money. And then it got to the point where he got kicked out of that apartment, and then he moved to another one and got kicked out of that apartment, and then he ended up moving like really far away. So it turns out that he had to walk 20 miles every day to get to work. So me being the nice, amazing, loving, caring, super amazing guy that I am, I decided to let him borrow my moped. And it got to the point where he set up an arrangement where he would buy my moped. Well, some time went on, and I kind of put it into the back of my mind, but I knew that he owed me money for this scooter. So I would hit him up occasionally and say, hey, do you think you're gonna be able to purchase this scooter anytime soon? And he'd always come up with these excuses like, oh man, I just got fired from my job, so I can't afford to do this right now. All my money's going towards rent. And I was like, it's not that big of a deal, just do it when you can. That time never came where he was able to purchase my scooter. A year came by, and it was time to renew the tag for my scooter. And I told them that I wasn't paying for it because I'm not riding the scooter. And it turns out that this guy was dating the DA's daughter. And I was like, oh, that's rather interesting. So the DA picks us up because I'm on winter break, so I was back home, and I didn't drive my car home because it was a long drive. So the DA picks us up, and he takes us to the DMV, and he agreed to pay for the scooter for them so they had something to ride. Apparently they agreed to pay him back too, but that didn't work out because they don't pay people back. I just got to the point where I felt like I was being used too much, so I just told them, hey, if you guys don't pay me for this scooter, I don't care if it's like $50 a month, $50 a week, I just need something to pay for this scooter because it's been over a year and you guys have done nothing. So it was either they're gonna pay for this scooter or I'm gonna take it back because it's my property. And the DA totally agreed. So after they renewed the tag, the DA took the scooter away to fix it because the guy wasn't a good scooter rider apparently, and he kept on wrecking it. And
I should charge him more for that because he wrecked my property. There's probably nothing I can do because there's no written documents.
Yeah, the DA took it away. He wrote me a letter, and he asked if I remembered him because he picked me up for Thanksgiving break. And
not for illegal reasons, just for that tag thing. I didn't do anything to get in trouble.
But he picked me up, and he was like, hey, your scooter's been in my garage for 4 months now, and I was wondering if there's any way you could pick it up. Don't involve insert guy's name here because he's not allowed on my property. When the DA doesn't like you, there's a problem. The DA ended up dropping off my scooter, and we had a good talk about it, and he was just like, sorry it didn't work out the way you wanted it to. And I was like, it's not that big of a deal. Alright, so now it's time for some food for thought. You know what goes really well with the story? Starbucks.
Love me some passion tea lemonade. And their breakfast sandwiches aren't too bad either.
So the takeaway from this story is sometimes people are going to take advantage of you, and that's not okay. So if you feel like you're being taken advantage of, or if you feel like people are using you, just stop it. Like, just drop them because they're not worth your time. No matter how much they say you're their friend, no matter how great they say you are, they don't mean it. They're just trying to say these things to butter you up, and when you get buttered up, you're more likely to do things for them. So, just be smart about it. Alright, so that ends it for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, still give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. Make sure you follow me on all of my social media. It's at JordanJC Hart for everything. Alright, I'll see you guys next week. You have my heart.